Welcome back to The Reflective Path, where we explore the deeper layers of work, learning, and life. I'm Shailendra, and I'm so glad you're here for just the second episode of this podcast series. If you join me for the first episode, Conversations Beyond the Paycheck, we uncover the hidden costs of a job, the sacrifices we make without even realizing it. Today, we're shifting gears to explore another thought provoking topic. What if the key to mastery lies in breaking the mold? This episode is part of a series on rethinking learning and mastery, inspired by a previous article I wrote on how our traditional understanding of learning often limits us. But today, we're diving even deeper, beyond the 10,000-hour rule and conventional methods, to uncover surprising, unconventional pathways to greatness. So whether you're sipping your morning coffee, out for a run, or just taking a moment for yourself, let's make this journey together. Because sometimes the path less traveled is where mastery truly begins. Challenging the mold. I want to start with a confession. For many years, like many of us, I bought into the idea that mastery meant putting in endless hours. Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule made it sound simple. Practice for long enough and you'll achieve greatness. But is that really the whole story? Even Gladwell himself later admitted it's more of a metaphor, a starting point, not a universal law. Mastery, it turns out, is far more nuanced. This realization hit home for me last week when I ran a half marathon. At age 50, with minimal training, I clocked in at 1:41, just 8 minutes slower than my previous personal best from 10 years ago. What surprised me wasn't just the finish time, it was how I got there. My training volume was less than 20% of what it used to be. How could that happen? It made me wonder, are the traditional rules of mastery as rigid as we think? Breaking the mold in sports. Let's look at some athletes who shattered traditional training methods to redefine mastery. Take Stephen Curry, one of the greatest three-point shooters in NBA history. He practiced shooting in dim light while wearing distorted vision glasses. Why? To simulate game conditions where taller defenders blocked his view of the basket. That unconventional approach made him one of the most accurate shooters the game has ever seen. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history, trained for adversity. His coach poured water in his goggles during practice, forcing him to adapt to blurred vision. That preparation came through when his goggles malfunctioned during the Beijing 2008 Olympics. He still won gold by counting strokes instead of relying on sight. Then there's Ben Johnson, the sprinter whose coach made him train on sand. The resistance strengthened his legs, making track sprints feel easier by comparison. The lesson here is powerful. Mastery isn't just about following a proven path. Sometimes it's about daring to experiment. Beyond sports, the Feynman technique and other stories. But these ideas aren't limited to sports. Let's take a step into the world of science and innovation. Richard Feynman, the legendary physicist, developed a unique learning method by teaching others. He simplified complex concepts until he could explain them to anyone, even a child. This process didn't just deepen his understanding, it rewired the way he thought about learning. Steve Jobs also broke the mold. In college, he took a calligraphy class, seemingly unrelated to his goals. Yet that class influenced the elegant typography and design that became foundational to Apple's success. And then there's Maya Angelou. Her mastery wasn't shaped in a classroom, but through life, traveling, learning languages, and immersing herself in diverse cultures. Her authenticity as a writer was born out of those unconventional experiences. What my half marathon taught me. Coming back to my own story, running that half marathon taught me lessons that go beyond running. 1. Foundations matter. Years of racing laid a base of experience my body hadn't forgotten. 2. Adaptability wins. My yoga practice improved flexibility and breathing, compensating for fewer training miles. 3. Quality over quantity. Efficient strength training and recovery trumped excessive mileage. 4. Cross-training helps. Biking and walking replaced traditional hill runs, keeping me prepared without overtraining. 5. Diet counts. Shifting closer to a vegan lifestyle might have given me an edge in recovery and endurance. These lessons parallel the stories of high achievers. Mastery isn't about doing more, it's about doing it smarter. A new paradigm for mastery. So, what's the takeaway? Mastery doesn't come from blindly following the rules, it comes from questioning them. It's about finding what works for you. That might mean experimenting with counterintuitive methods like Curry's distorted glasses or Feynman's teaching approach. It could mean focusing on your strengths or borrowing ideas from completely unrelated fields. As Curry, Phelps, and Angelou show, mastery is personal, it's messy, and it's often about daring to break away from tradition. The wrap. At 50, I don't have endless time to try traditional linear methods. That alone has pushed me to double down on quality over quantity. Running this half marathon reminded me mastery isn't just about preparation, it's about perspective. Now I'm preparing for a full marathon. With the same disciplined diet, yoga, and strength training, I'll see where this path takes me. So I leave you with this. What rules are you ready to break? What unconventional path could unlock your true potential? Thank you for listening. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for future articles and podcasts. Until next time, take care and dare to rethink mastery.